Welcome back to Air and Water Cooled Research and Development. Today's video, I'm gonna build a 1600 motor on the channel with my 041 stock heads that are 85.5 bore. I'm gonna try and reach 75 horsepower with stock set of heads. Today we're gonna show you the view of the heads. Okay, on the road to achieving 75 horsepower on a stock bore. Stock exhaust. Stock valves and seats. Stock intakes and stock chambers. We are now viewing the before shot of the heads. Alright, now we're back to the 041 heads on the road to 75 horsepower with 85.5 pistons and cylinders. And today we're going to describe what we're going to do on the exhaust chamber.
Anyway, okay. So we're going to go in first, exhaust first, and mow down this boss and guide. Say about down to around there, okay, which is about 150 thousandths, and we're not doing it totally flat. We're doing it at about this angle right here. So the contour of the basically of the port where it's designed. Anyway, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna work all this area right here, you know, make it a little more streamlined, and then I'm going to do all four of those, and then I'm going to work the walls and the pocket area and get rid of all this, you know, the lip right here with the seat. Anyway, so my example of cleanup is a little more than some people, so I actually removed some material, but in the end result, this diameter right here will stay stock, but all the material will be removed here and here. Not a whole lot here, and not a whole lot here. Get rid of the casting mark, but anyway, this hole will still be 1 3/8. So in the end, so
All right. Alrighty, now we're beginning the process of cleaning up the exhaust.
by the way, I use electric. This is basically a Harbor Freight item, and I've been using these for 30 plus years. I originally used air, but a friend of mine turned me on to electric, and I never went back to air. So this is the best. This is the better way to go. So,
All right.
especially in cold weather, because a air die grinder, the exhaust is at the end of the grinder, and if you're doing the combustion chambers, that stuff is blowing up in your face. So on a cold day, you know, this, you know, all the exhaust here is usually in the back, you know, and this is big to some people, but I hold my die grinder like this. I don't hold it like this, and this to me, you know, everybody has their different ways of holding the die grinder, but in the end result, I actually think it helps the quality of the work in the end, because if you have to hold it like this, it's I don't think you're going to get what you really are looking for in a finish. You know, there's more digging going on. There's more,
Less control.
yeah, less control. You know, so I have big hands, so you know. But anyway, this, you know, and then I support it, you know, sometimes right here. Of course, when I'm doing these, I have to hold it like this. I'm going to go in here like this and work this down. So this is what I call a mill cut. This is a small olive, and it's got lines, and it's a little dull, but actually some dull bits are your friend more than a new one, because a brand new one is dangerous. I mean, it can hook up in the port, and you can, you know, put huge dents in the port that you don't want. So a dull bit is your buddy at times. So anyway, so okay, here we go.
All right.
Keep it going. Also, too, it's best, you know, for this kind of job to have a longer shank like this one, but you have to be careful of this nut that's spinning around. Try not to ding up your flange, your exhaust flange, because when you come around, it gets awfully close. You don't want to touch that, you know, if you can't help it, you know. So try to, you know, stay away from that. Some people even put like tape on here and to protect it, you know, just in case, you know, you have a bad habit of doing that. So anyway, so
All right.
I got to turn up the RPM. So. Yep. Okay. Also, too, be careful of this coming up here and hitting the short side radius right here. That's basically the shelf that holds the seat up. You don't want to grind into that. You want to concentrate on the boss right here. So yeah, just be awfully careful. You see how you can come actually, you know, and touch it. I've touched it, but not to where I'm just destroying it. No. So anyway, you can bounce off it a few times gently, but don't, you know, don't make it a habit of going there, because you will basically wipe out the shelf right there, and you'll have to pull the seat and weld it up. So anyway.
All right. All right. Now that we got the boss guy started, we're gonna do the next step, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to be working this guide boss. I'm going to be streamlining it almost to look like a volcano mountain, basically, and the pocket area and around the seat. So,
All righty.
so here we go.
Okay. Alrighty, now we got the exhaust done. Jeff finished roughing them up, doing a rough. I just want to get a little
Around the guide boss.
around the guide boss.
Streamlined it. More like, not to a point, more looking like basically a Hawaiian volcano.
Alrighty.
Or a Oregon Mount St. Helens.
Okay. Alrighty. Alright, and
Just showing you the material that's piled up. It's not. It's quite a bit of material, yeah, in the proper places. But anyway, mainly a lot of that material comes from these walls right here. Not the floor, not the roof, not the long side radius, not the short side radius. Mainly on the walls.
alright.
So
You
anyway.
want to blow it away?
I'm going to shape the floor and the roof. It's only a blend though, it's just, blending everything in. But the majority of the material is, like I said, the walls, and of course the boss and the pocket.
Alrighty. Okay, now we're at the last part.
Okay, basically I'm going to, you see my scribe? I'm going to be working these walls right here. The walls, this parting line, we're going to make that disappear. And we're going to work this floor a little bit. Not major, just we're going to blend everything in to the 1 3/8 hole. And the same with the roof, not a whole lot. Just minor blending. But yeah, it's this walls where the major material comes off. Okay.
All right.
Okay, I gotta flip the head over.
Okay.
It's not really supported right now. It's not clamped down, so I just gotta be gentle. Is that too much light?
A little bit, but it's all right. It adjusts. All right, now we're at the last one, and I just wanted to show you the materials, the amount of material that's been removed.
And if you notice, it still has the as cast right here. That doesn't need to be cut really, because you're gonna, and that means you're gonna enlarge in this, and you don't want to do that. When I go in and cartridge roll everything and shop roll everything, it'll all disappear. That'll all blend in, and you won't see it. Yeah.
Alrighty.
So it doesn't need to be opened up any more than that.
Alrighty, I think it's going to be a high flowing 1600. Alright, now we've got the rough castings done on the exhaust port. As you can tell now in the sunlight, you can see how much material is missing, is gone now. It's been... Alright, go ahead, Jep.
I've done them both ways. I've completely eliminated the whole boss, smooth all the way up. But I still like to work around the boss and leave as much guide as possible. There's more guide support, you know. If you get the guide and the valve too short, well, not the valve, but the actual boss, it can wear a lot. It can wear out a lot quicker. It just you can feel it. It has the rock that you shouldn't have. So.
Alrighty.
Some turbo applications I've experimented a long time ago. You expose too much valve stem, and if it's a drag race turbo setup, the valves will bend, and you go to shut the engine off, and the actual valve stem is red hot, and it'll actually it'll lose its valve job in between rounds. So to eliminate that, of course, we went to the 11/32 valve stem, or we basically would take the rockers off in between rounds and let the valve cool on the seat, keep it true, and then when the engine cooled down, we'd put the rockers back on, and then the thing would have compression. So all different ways of doing it,
Alrighty.